Should I
Um,
mute?
no, no, you don't have to mute yet if you don't. I mean, we can still discuss this.
Okay.
But what happened was this morning I was checking my emails, and I get emails from tarot.com
Mm-hmm.
because they have tarot, astrology,
Mm.
numerology, the it's not Tai Chi. What is it? I forget that modality,
Mm-hmm.
but they have a lot on there. So I went there and it showed a peacock.
Oh.
It was an artistic rendition, but it was beautiful. And I thought, oh, peacock, so beautiful. And I've seen them on LinkedIn where they
Mhm.
open their tail
Yes.
and where one float,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
flew. They can't fly very far, but they can fly a little bit because their tails are pretty heavy compared
Mm-hmm.
to the rest of their body.
Sure.
So then um, I had these in my closet and I started to play with Keten because I have this one and
Mm-hmm.
I had taken on the bedding off they're in the dryer now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was playing with my cat on the bed and she was having a great time.
Mm-hmm.
So then I was thinking, peacock, peacock. So I looked up the spiritual meaning of peacock and then I remembered peacock, peacock. Oh my gosh, there's a peacock pose in yoga.
All
It's
right.
Mayurasana,
Mm-hmm.
Mayur asana, Mayurasana. So I thought, oh, they're trying to get me to recognize peacock and its presence. And
Mm-hmm.
apparently it's here because these come into your awareness for a reason.
For a reason,
So
yes.
I'm going to tell you what the spiritual there's several countries or areas that work with peacock energy.
Okay.
So I'm going to read that to you and then I'll show you what it looks like. Actually, I'll do that now. Let me see if I can enlarge this. Yes, I can.
Mm-hmm.
And this, I believe, is a fellow. Let me see if I can turn it sideways. It might be easier to see. Well, maybe, maybe not. Okay, here. He's on the
Oh
mat.
my goodness.
Now his hands, let me pull this up. Now look at his
Yeah.
hands.
Okay. Whoa.
Now I have
Huh.
never seen anyone do
No.
peacock pose with their legs that high ever.
Oh,
I've never
kidding.
seen that, but this is a website. I think it's even under Yoga Journal.
Wow.
And they give you all the contraindications. Do you have any wrist issues?
Not really. Mm-mm.
Okay, all right. So we'll just play with it
Yes. Okay.
and try it. But let me
Mhm.
read you and look at the colors here.
Oh, for sure. Gosh, just gorgeous.
And the color is in my pants.
Mm-hmm.
And I have my little Indian chief hat
Yes.
feather here. Not really. But okay, so here is the sheet. And it's actually quite spiritual, which surprise, surprise, you're looking at the spiritual meanings. So this is a page of just a few paragraphs of each country, and you'll recognize some of these names because we've talked with them about them before. Um, I don't know if you can see. No. Um, Peacock symbolism in Hinduism. In Hindu mythology, peacock comes with Lakshmi. Now we've talked about Lakshmi before. She's the goddess of good fortune and prosperity, compassion, and contentment. So she's right here. I don't know if you can see her, but she has a dish of gold coins in one hand, and she's like distributing them with the other hand. And she's dressed with gold jewelry all over. I mean, I think in India they wear a lot of sparkly stuff, which I love. So that's Lakshmi. So she is the goddess of fortune, prosperity, compassion, and contentment. It is also linked to the rain god Indra, as peacocks love rain. I did not know that. It represents joy and celebration of new beginnings in life. Well, there it is. That's what's going on in my life. That's why Peacock has showed up. Besides, in Hinduism, the peacock feathers are very auspicious. Lord Krishna, who was one of the deities in Hinduism, wears the peacock feather in his crown to symbolize purity, compassion, and so on. Also, peacock feathers are an important part of Hindu tradition and culture. It includes various decorations, worshiping, and other rituals. So I was hoping Danielle could be with us tonight because they give the symbolism in Native American tradition. So in Native American symbolism, peacock stands for beauty, power, wellness, and growth. Shamanic traditions use peacock feathers for healing rituals. It repels negativity and raises positivity. Well, maybe I should do a little ritual on what we were discussing earlier to make changes. Besides, it signifies the authority of power, self-esteem, pride, and dignity, which you can just look at a peacock with its feathers, its tail open, and you just see all that. It's just very clear. And then in the Celtic culture, the symbolism represents freedom and liberation of the soul. They believe that peacocks can go to the heavens, showing transcendence. I think partially because the colors are very uh, luminescent, they're very sparkly and iridescent, I think is a better word. Okay. So they act as a mediator between the human and the heaven. Oh, I'm feeling emotion around that. We got to talk to Peacock. Help us, help us. It is the symbol of sacred beings and angels. Also, Celtic animal symbolism shows various peacock meanings, like the vibrant colors of the peacock feathers show the sun rays. Its greenish hue represents natural greenery and freshness. Also, it symbolizes luxury. Oh, luxury, what a concept these days. Wisdom, power, and wealth in life. And then in the Far East, you'll recognize this one too. In Far Eastern culture, peacock is the symbol of eternal beauty and compassion. In the Chinese culture, Kuan Yin is the goddess of compassion. She sacrificed her immortality for the good of humans. Hence, to spread peace and harmony, she created peacocks before leaving the earth. So peacocks symbolize peaceful life, generosity, kindness, and so forth. So peacock is a really positive symbol for us to tap into and to emulate. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do some warm-ups. I showed you, I don't think we were recording when I showed the picture. So let me show you this once more, and then I'll change the view to speaker view. Okay, so this is it for all those who are going to watch the recording. Oh my gosh, he's just amazing. We're going to do a modified peacock, which will have one leg up, and we'll see how we do with that. Okay. It'll be fun to work with it because it does take quite a bit of arm strength, shoulders, abdomen. So let's get centered and breathe a little bit and start our warm-ups. This is probably going to be our focus for the evening because we've used up half of our time. Oh, I didn't change our view here. Whoops. Just to make it easier for those who are watching on the video recording. It's a little less distracting and okay. Reach up through your crown. Let go of the outer environment. Come into your sacred space. The sacred space in the body is your low back, your sacrum area. So focus into there for a moment and acknowledge your own sacredness. And then start to feel your breath. Feel your body expand and relax as you breathe. Just normal breaths here, observing and merging with the breath. Check in with your emotion, your emotional body, your mental body. See if there's anything you need to become aware of. Then scan your body for areas that need a little more TLC than other areas. See what you're feeling. Any areas of pain or tightness. Just see what sensations you feel. And just create the intention of tuning into Peacock energy, all of those wonderful qualities that different countries and cultures work with: beauty and wisdom and health and wellness, wealth, compassion. And bring palms into Anjali Mudra, considering Peacock as the angelic beings and spirit. So we're going to inhale, arms up overhead, deep breath. And then bring your arms around behind you as though your arms are the tail of the peacock. Bring them back and down, and then come forward. It's just a little modification as we tune into peacock energy. So take your shoulders back, your arms as much as your joints will allow, open, and just imagine that beautiful tail of 1,000 eyes. And then one more round, attuning to breath. This is also a good way to open the shoulder joints and lubricate them. And then from here, relax your arms, but circle your shoulders around. We want to be warmed up really well to practice the pose. And reverse. Then bring your arms around behind you, interlace fingers, and we'll lift our arms up, press our head back, and squeeze tension out. And relax the arms and shoulders for a moment. Let your chin come down to your chest and circle your head around just a couple times in each direction to loosen up in the neck. So reverse. Bring your chin back to your chest, and then inhale and lift your arms, lift your chin, contract those muscles, and then release. And just take your arms and bend your elbows and let them swing out to the side. And then bring the movement down into your wrists and make some big circles, just luxurious, large circles. Notice any sensation that you feel, you want to watch, and then reverse your circles. Take it around slowly and stretch in all directions. And then bring the energy down into your hands and fingers. Just make a fist and then explode your fingers and stretch them and squeeze in and stretch them out and squeeze and stretch them out. Now press your palms forward, draw your fingers back. So from the side, it's, pulling back, and press the heel of your hand, the base of your palm forward. Stretch your shoulders, reach. Boy, I can feel a lot of warmth coming in, or maybe it's the heater. And then roll your hands under, draw your knuckles and fingers back towards your forearm. So from the side, so people know what we're doing. So we started with the flexion and now we do the stretch. So just move a few times. And then shake them out. Okay, so lean back and let your legs out. Shake out your legs. These are going to be your peacock tail soon. And circle around in your ankles. And reverse. And flex. Press the back of your legs down. And point. And flex. And point. And then squeeze in your toes. Just give them some contraction and stretch them out. Squeeze like you did your fist and then send them out. Burst into a stretch. All right, come up onto the balls of your feet. Rock to loosen. Ankles. And this is excellent for the low back, the spine. Reach forward with your shoulder, your fingertips. And bring your palms onto the floor in front of you. Open your knees and separate your feet. Just hop your feet out to the side and we'll open our hips. We want to give our whole body some loosening and releasing. Some people carry tension in the groin or the hips, thighs, knees. So we'll just open that all up. And we'll come down in center for Malasana, bringing palms together, pressing the elbows into the knees or thighs. Lift up in your torso and draw your thumbs towards your heart chakra, your sternum. Now bring your hands forward and still with your legs up against your arms, just spread your fingers out and lean, lift up onto the toes, the balls of the feet, and just lean onto your hands. You don't have to pick up your feet. We're just using these hand and wrist muscles. Now just take your left hand and turn the fingers reversed. You're going to feel that flexion, but come forward and lean on that hand once more and release it. Stretch it out if you need to. Fingers Now turn the other hand around. So the heel of your hand is forward, the wrist is forward, fingers are back, and just lean forward and bring a little weight onto your hand. Just feel what that's like. And then come back and forward. And then release it and turn it, circle it around, loosen up. Okay, so palms on the mat, lift your hips and hop your feet out behind you into plank pose. Nice and long. Activate your core. Let your knees down, tops of your feet, and let your hips come forward. Bring your chest through your arms and press in your palms as you lengthen away. A marvelous stretch for the sacred space, your sacrum. Engage your hips to protect your low back. Pull back into puppy stretch. Stretch in your shoulders and come back up. Bring your palms in a little closer. Bring your hips forward. Bring the chest through. Circle around in your shoulders a couple times. And then breathe them up to your ears. And then open your shoulders, press them back. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Bend your elbows and lower your hips onto the mat. Your pubic triangle. Elbows in, shoulders down. Breathe. And pull back into puppy stretch once again. And if you need to, turn your knuckles under and give a little stretch once again to your wrists. Turn your toes under, sit on your heels, and circle around a couple times. Now this time, just one more stretch. We want to make sure that you're really warmed up for our poses. So just take one hand forward, draw the palm around your fingers, take in a breath. Exhale and draw the fingers back, bring the palm back. So from the side, it looks like this, pulling back, stretching the heel of the hand forward. And then take the knuckles under and use that palm once again to pull the hand back. Just so it feels good, no stress, no forcing. We're not going to force anything tonight. We're just going to play with it. Okay, shake it out. And then the other hand, press it forward. Take the palm of your free hand and pull the fingers back. See how it feels in the wrist. Breathe. You always stretch when you exhale. Then turn the knuckles under, overlap the palm of the other hand, and pull the fingers in, pull the knuckles in. That's a nice stretch, even up into the forearm. So anyone with carpal tunnel issues would want to avoid working with this unless you're using it to help heal carpal tunnel. And of course, another contraindication would be pregnancy, hernia, because we're bringing our elbows and our arms right into the belly. So, so we're just going to play with this for a little bit. Come up onto your knees and just with your palms under your shoulders, turn one hand in reverse and then the other hand, and just go where you can. If your fingers don't point completely to your knees, then so be it. We're just practicing here. Now try bending your elbows and see how that feels. Now come out of the pose and circle around in your wrists. We're going to be very considerate of our wrists here. So we're going to go in and out of it. All right, so we're going to come back in. Turn your palms around, your fingers pointing to the back. Take your feet back and just wiggle your arms down towards and you can keep your knees on the mat and then bend your elbows as though you wanted to reach your forehead to the floor. We're not going that far, but just try it. And then press up and pull back and then counter pose. Stretch out your wrist. And circle around, shake it out. Give your fingers some movement too. Okay, so we're going to come forward. Turn the hands around. Bring them back a little closer to you so that you can lean onto your upper arms. Knees are still on the floor here. Keep your spine long, even through the top of your head, but lower down towards the mat. Press down with one leg and just lift the other leg up. See how that feels. And then lower it down, lift the other leg up and down. Press on your head, lower your arms, bring your forearms onto the mat, turn your knuckles under, stretch them out, circle and shake them out. Now come down into elbow plank. Relax your wrists, lengthen, heels to your crown, working your abdominal muscles. I'll turn sideways so it shows up a little bit better here. So you're on the balls of the feet. The shoulder, elbow, and wrist are all lined up in a line. All right. Now come onto your knees, pull your palms back a little bit, and we'll come into downward facing dog. This is a good pose to work with after your peacock. Wag your peacock tail side to side. And then lower your knees down. Turn your palms around. This will be the last time. Walk your knees back, bend your elbows, and lean onto your arms. Lift both knees. You can place your head on the floor if you want, or stay in a straight line. Lift one leg up. Feel the weight on your arms. Change legs. Lift. Breathe. And lower down. Press on your head. Bring your arms forward. Palms on the mat. Downward facing dog. Honoring Peacock. And all the qualities affiliated with it. Then just walk your feet in, come down onto your hips. For a twist before our relaxation, just bring your right leg in, bring the left leg over the foot, over the thigh, and let both sitting bones down onto the mat. Stretch the leg in. Check out your wrists, see how they feel. Give them another stretch forward. You really shouldn't be sore tomorrow with all the stretching that we did. You may have some sensation that you used muscles in a different way. So if so, just work your wrists tomorrow, flex, and just what we've done today. And wrap your right arm around and scoop your left arm up. Breathe and rotate in the torso. And bring your arm around to the back. Press into your edge. Look over your shoulder. Breathe. So in order to breathe in the twist, you need to expand your ribs. All right. Press down in your sitting bones and breathe your left arm back up to your ear, still facing the side, and then unwind slowly, bringing your hand in. Lean back and switch legs. And then wrap your left arm around and scoop your right arm out, up with your breath. Hold on to your leg, rotate in your spine, and lower your arm. Reach up through your crown. Look over your shoulder. And press both sitting bones down. Lift your back arm up next to your ear. And come back around. Unfold your legs and just one or two cat stretches to loosen up, rounding and arching. And then just roll down onto your back for Shavasana. Just picture in your mind, picture yourself in Peacock pose. Visualize yourself in the pose. And imagine those are your beautiful feathers and that powerful presence, the beauty and wealth and compassion. Remembering Guan Yin created peacocks, presenting a peaceful life, generosity and kindness. Imagine yourself as peacock dancing in the rain that peacocks love so much, cleansing and washing feathers. Then imagine shaking it all off, clean and refreshed. Start now to bring your awareness back to the land, the physical, the third dimension. Just aware of your body. Notice any sensations you feel. Feel the earth beneath you. Listen for sounds in the room. Feel any little air currents. Notice any fragrance. Start to wiggle fingers, toes. Take your head side to side. Make sure your neck is still soft. And slide your feet together and lift your knees up to your chest. Draw them in close. And roll to one side, press into sitting. Bring hands into mudra. And then bring palms into Anjali Mudra. When my hands are really warm after all of those peacock exercises. So may you have the beauty, the wealth, the kindness, compassion, all those positive qualities of Peacock, who has graced us with its presence today. We thank Peacock for showing up in our awareness. So Peacock is also peaceful life. So may you be peaceful. Namaste.
Wow, that was different. You'll have to show me when